Great. All right, so we're going to shift to our final category, which is spirituality, and this is where we focus on the inner person or how faith and reason have helped to shape healthy outcomes. Now, for many disorders, like ADHD, ODD, other disorders, yoga and meditation can help children kind of find a calm place. Have you ever found it to be true for children with autism?
I have tried to work with yoga and meditation with my son, and in a formal setting, it didn't work for him. He wasn't able to stay. He wasn't able to be calm on command, if you will.
Okay.
So it's not like if we went to a yoga class, he wasn't, unless he was already calm, he wasn't able to calm himself. But I do find that he spends a fair amount of time sitting very quietly. So I know that he has found a practice of calming himself down that's not officially yoga or meditation maybe, but I do think that I do know that there are individuals on the spectrum that find quiet, dark spaces and very meditative environments peaceful, because there's not so much neurological data coming into their brain, so that helps them to clear it out. So, conceptually, yes, I think it would be very helpful. I think it again, the social piece gets in the way. Taking my son to a yoga class where there's 20 other people is not going to be very effective, because he's going to be stimulated by having all those people around him. But I absolutely think that for an individual with autism, that meditation can be effective. And for mothers and people around the person, absolutely, yeah, we need that, that break, and we need that inner strength to keep going every day, because it's not a one-time thing. It's a long haul to 18, 20 years or longer to deal with the frustrations and the difficulties. So absolutely, yeah. I think meditation is wonderful.
Yeah. How important then is it for parents with children on the spectrum to have a community of support or participate in a community of faith for that very reason you just talked about, just for maintaining your own sanity, for lack of a better word?
Absolutely. You've got to have a way. I think if I could tell you one point from my book, the number one point that Autism and the Rest of Us made is self-care. It's about self-care. And so you need to be in a community that is going to nurture you and support you, a place where you can talk about what's going on and not be judged and not be criticized and not be told you're doing it wrong. I think that's very, very powerful. And I know that a lot of families that live in rural areas and belong to churches, the church group for the kids can be a really effective place, because the kids at church group tend to be a little more accepting of people with differences. So they're able to maybe give a little more leeway to an individual, a young child on the spectrum. So I think that having a church community is a wonderful thing, and absolutely having a spiritual practice is just such an important piece of life as a whole.
Yeah. How about yourself? What are some of your spiritual practices that, helped you get through the difficulties? You talked about before, just that why me feeling when you first found out about the diagnosis and kind of the questioning. What got you through?
Well, there's a number of things. I am very deeply engaged in a 12-step recovery program for families of people with certain issues. So that community is very powerful. And I've been there for a very long time. So I have a number of very friends that we talk on a very deep spiritual level all the time. Mm-hmm. I do a lot of reading. I do a lot of meditation. I listen to a lot of YouTube affirmations and a lot of YouTube meditations. I like the guided meditations. So those are a lot of the things that I participate in. I do have a very deep personal faith and belief in a power greater than myself. So those are all of the practices that I plus I need to get a lot of rest. I need to take care of myself. I need to eat well. I need to exercise. I need to, all of those pieces are part of my healthy spiritual life.
Awesome. Now let's talk about encouragement and resources. Tell us a little about the National Autism Academy. What do you do there, and how long have you been at it?
Yeah, the Academy is relatively new. We just opened it in last April. But our mission is to encourage, educate, and support parents. It's all training that's done online. We don't have a building where people come to us and work with us. We are working with people online. Our mission is to be able to outreach into communities where there are not good therapies going on, where there's not a lot of understanding, where there's not a lot of, there's not a private psychologist to see. And we are, bringing the very best information on life with autism that we can bring. And many of our resources are free. We have a whole, we were talking earlier about, parents worrying about their children for the long term. We have a 6-part webinar series called Peace for Today and a Plan for Tomorrow. And it's about planning for life with a child with disabilities. And there are a number of really good national resources out there that are helping people plan for, not just for disabilities of autism, but for all disabilities. So we help people find those kinds of companies, and we support, people in taking on the issues of special needs trusts and funding trusts and that kind of thing, through that webinar series. But our primary training that we have going right now is called Essential Parenting Guidance. And it's about, it's a 7-week training, and it's really designed for people who want very good information, very deep understanding of autism so that they can work with their child as best as possible. And it really is a phenomenal training. We're developing a pro training, so we are going to be releasing a little bit deeper training and a little bit not family oriented but professionally oriented for professionals who are out in the field who don't have a lot of experience working with autism. And this is all based on the work of Dr. Tim Wahlberg from the Prairie Clinic in Geneva, Illinois. And he's so phenomenally committed to raising the awareness and the understanding of families that are dealing with this issue, but of everyone. So we're thrilled that he's in addition to having his private practice, that he's joined the staff, the faculty at the Academy, and he's sort of our guiding, our clinical guide, if you will. Yeah.
Wow,
so we're really excited about it. We have an awesome Facebook page. Join our Facebook page because it's awesome, and we pride ourselves in only publishing uplifting, positive, and encouraging information. That's our thing. Yeah.
Awesome. Wow. So what do you see as your goal for the Academy? What do you hope to see it in the next 5 or so years or beyond?
Well, my goal is to build the go-to online resource for any parent that has a newly diagnosed child, so that they can get a basic, solid understanding of what the autism is and how it impacts their child right at the beginning, so that they don't feel lost, so that they don't go all kinds of crazy directions, scrambling around trying to find a quick fix. That they have a solid understanding of what's really happening. And I would like to be able to take that into all different formats, so that it could help educators, teachers, it could help social workers, it can help parents, grandparents, doctors, anybody who's really working with autism. That would be my goal, to really help autism be understood in a different way,
Right.
in the United States and all around the world. Yeah.
All right. So talk to us about your book, Autism and the Rest of Us.
Autism and the Rest of Us. Yeah. My book was written primarily in with the idea of the rest of us in mind, because there is very little written about the experience of the family, the siblings, the parents, the grandparents. Most of the writings on autism are really focused on the individual with the spectrum. And so we're, in Autism and the Rest of Us, we're really focusing on how does that impact the rest of us? What do the rest of us do? How do we survive? How do we feel about it? How do we manage it? Because when you're dealing with autism, even when you know that it's a social disability, when you love someone and they don't seem to be returning that love to you, or they're not returning it to you in the way that feels loving to you, it's confusing. It's really confusing, no matter how much you know about it. You have to remember, they're not doing this to me, otherwise with my son, I would get so tangled up in why doesn't he care enough about me to do what I'm asking him to do? Well, that's not logical thinking in the world of autism. He cares a lot about me. And I know that, but some of the things that I'm asking him to do, he's not able to do without certain kinds of support. So we have to, we're part of the equation. Those of us around the individual are part of the equation. And my belief is that the rest of us have to make a space for these people with autism that honors who they are and the way they are, and accepts the way they are and works with the way they are to help them be successful. So rather than focusing on changing the child to be the round peg in the round hole, I'm saying let's change the hole so that the child can be what they are, and we can still honor them and enjoy them and receive their gifts. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Excellent. Now, where can our listeners find your book?
On Amazon. Yeah, it became an Amazon bestseller last summer. I was very, very proud and pleased. But yeah, if you just put in Autism and the Rest of Us or Jeannie Beard, either one, it'll pop right up. So they can get it on Amazon. You can also get it through a link on our website, which is nationalautismacademy.com. Yeah.
Great. And what other places can our listeners reach you? You said you just gave us your Amazon, you gave us your website. Where else can they find you?
Facebook. We have a very active Facebook page that we're really excited about. We love the people coming in there and leaving us positive comments and encouraging each other. People are starting to encourage each other. So we have a great community going there. That is, National Autism Academy also. So it's Facebook.com/National Autism Academy.
Awesome.
So that's a great place to get us. And you can connect with our free resources. We have a lot of free resources that are available. Things on communication, things on, how to be around the family, what to say to the family, just lots of free resources. So come on and join our Facebook page and grab some free resources. And if you are living with autism, we'd love to have you be part of our training and really get some good basic information, things that will allow you to really maximize whatever else you're doing. It's not in place of whatever else they're doing. It's just in addition to whatever else you're doing to help your child on the spectrum.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining me today, Jeannie.
My pleasure. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you, Chris.
Yeah, and good luck with the Autism Academy, and we will talk to you again soon.
Okay, thanks, Chris.
Thank you for listening to this session of TheraFit. If you like what you just heard, we hope you'll pass along our web address, holisticfamilysolutions.com, to your friends and colleagues. Be sure to check out the archive section of our website for previous podcasts. This has been an HFS production. Join us next time for another edition of TheraFit.